definitely in for some seriously hot weather, which means it is a good time to be reminded of the risks involved with rising temps. Our Ken McCoy worked with Hemsey to do a little experiment and has the story.
Oh man, guys, the next couple of days here in the city are going to be very hot. Right now, I'm sitting inside of my vehicle just to show you guys exactly what heat does to the body. Now, before we get into those effects, let's see what Hemsey has to say.
Happens every year here in Alabama.
Alabama summers can be a little intense.
One of our concerns is the heat and then the humidity, which gives you the heat index. So we're just cautioning people to use common sense.
Speaking of common sense, let's discuss heat as it relates to your car.
No person, regardless of age, should be left in a car. If you're pulling into the Walmart and I've got to run in and just get a few things, you sit in the car for just a minute, it just doesn't need to happen.
And there's a reason why.
The major illness of the heat that is a life threat is a disease called heat stroke, a disease that occurs when your core body temperature rises above about 104 to 105 degrees. Your mental status is altered, and that is a medical emergency.
To see what heat does to the body, I sat in the car for 10 minutes while being monitored by Hemsey, and the experience was interesting.
All right, guys, so this is what I look like after 3 or 4 minutes of sitting in the car. Right now, the monitor is still going. Everything looks to be okay.
And now for the results.
So you started right near 100. It was already hot outside, and then we got up to close to 110. So there's a little bit of change there. It wasn't a tremendously long time, but also, of course, I observed that you were a lot more diaphoretic. You were sweating a lot more. And one of the problems is that your mechanism for cooling doesn't work as well when all that sweat can't evaporate. So the longer you were in there, of course, the more your heart rate would have went up as you were experiencing some of that physiological stress, and you weren't able to keep your body temperature down. So that's easier for you, somebody who's younger and healthier, than it would be for somebody who's either extremely young, like an infant, or say elderly. They might have a little bit of a harder time.
With this heat, Hemsey also wants to remind you to dress appropriately and always stay hydrated. For Fox 54 News, I'm Ken McCoy.
And as the high temps arrive in the Tennessee Valley, you might hear different claims about the weather, including heat being a leading cause of weather-related deaths. Megan Bragg with our sister station in Charlotte verifies the claim.
Is heat the leading cause of weather-related deaths in the U.S.? So let's verify.
Our sources, WCNC Charlotte meteorologist Chris Mulcahy, the National Weather Service, and the CDC. According to the CDC, the latest stats show in 2021, 1,600 heat-related deaths occurred in the U.S. The National Weather Service statistics show each year from 2016 to 2023, heat was the leading cause of weather-related deaths.
Heat is the #1 killer, and it's one of those hidden killers that people don't realize, because flooding is #1 as far as the severe thunderstorm world goes. But with heat, you don't realize it sneaks up on you.
Someone experiencing heat stroke will have symptoms that include a high body temperature, an altered mental state, nausea, rapid breathing, a racing heart rate, and a headache. Chris says that's why it's so important to be aware when we have these high temperature days.
The whole reason why whenever we have those heat advisories or excessive heat warnings, it's because our temperatures of how we feel are getting to the point that we really can't sweat anymore. So our body temperatures start to rise.
The CDC says the people most at risk for heat-related illness or death are older adults, young children, and people with chronic disease and mental illness. So the best thing to do on these dog days of summer:
chill out. Seriously, it is way too hot to do a lot of things. The lawn can wait. I know this is going to be a long trend, but keep things to the morning, keep things to the evening.
So we can verify that, yes, heat is the leading weather-related killer in the U.S. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Temperatures are climbing and humidity on the rise. This means the risk of heat-related illnesses is increasing across the Tennessee Valley. Decatur Fire and Rescue say staying hydrated is key. They say hydration is essential during daily activities, especially for older adults, where extreme heat can worsen existing health conditions. Even routine tasks like walking the dog or gardening can quickly lead to overheating if you're not properly prepared. Officials say taking small breaks in the shade and drinking fluids regularly can make a big difference.
You got to get that body prepared for the hot, long days. So, continuous hydration, water, Gatorades, electrolytes, those kind of things. And then, of course, pace yourself, even normal activities like mowing the yard or taking the trash out to the street.
The Alabama Department of Public Health has also released tips to help you recognize and prevent heat-related illness. You can find those resources on our website, fox54.com.
That it can happen and does happen to absolutely anyone.
Tennessee is among the top 10 states in the country for vehicular heat stroke deaths.
On average, about 37 children every year die in a hot car. And it is predictable and it is preventable.
Jeanette Fennell is the president of Kids and Car Safety. They're working to inform the public on how easy it can be to make one deadly mistake.
I think we've all experienced autopilot. You know, we get to work and we go, hey, how did I get here? You know, and that's part of what happens, you know, in these situations.
According to East Tennessee Children's Hospital, a car can heat up 19 degrees in just 10 minutes. Cracking a window doesn't help.
Look before you lock. And how that works is simply when you arrive at your destination, you get out of your car, open that back door, and make sure nobody's left behind.
ETCH says remember to act by A, avoiding heat stroke by never leaving a child alone in a car. C, create reminders. Leave an item in the front seat to remind you that a child is in the back. And T, take action. If you see a child alone in a car, call 911. In Tennessee, it is legal to break a window if you see a child or pet in distress.
Our homes, well, they're the primary living space. It's where most of our stuff is, right? But our cars are our secondary living space, and we keep plenty of stuff in there. A quick look around my car. You're going to see sunglasses, a bottle of water, some chapstick, my everyday allergy meds. If you open up the console, you'll see the cash that's left over there, plus I think a jar of nuts that's down there for my emergency snack. There's really nothing unusual about what's in my car, but experts would say most of these things should not be there. For example, the sunglasses. We'll start there. So the plastic frames, they can warp in the heat. Experts say you should be taking them out of the hot car. Next up, the water bottle. Of course, right? On a hot day, chemicals leach out of those bottles and into the water. We're talking BPAs, which are linked to all kinds of health issues. And then last but not least, the meds. Yeah, the meds that I have there in my cup holder. It's maybe one of the most convenient places to put so that you remember your medicines every day, but it's not the best place. Now, this is one of the many posts I've seen about medicines and extreme weather. Hot or cold temperatures can change how well your over-the-counter medicines work. The message, take them out of the car, put them in a cool, dry place, which, by the way, is not the bathroom medicine cabinet.
I want to use the bathroom because of the moisture from the bathroom showers and tubs. You could actually deteriorate the medication and it doesn't work anymore, and you'll start seeing them crumble. So the best place is probably near the kitchen where you have kitchen cabinets and you have the different shelves. I would recommend in the kitchen cabinets.
And one more item to keep in mind, sunscreen. It can break down in a hot car. Keep it out of your car, beach, or pool bag that bakes in your hot trunk all summer long. Whew, it is hot in here. And the first thing you do when you get in the car is you turn up that AC and you blast it. And you think, I'm just going to sit here and let it cool everything down. But really, your AC works better when you're actually driving. The engine goes faster, the AC compressor goes faster, cools everything down faster. So 2 Wants to Know has a step-by-step guide on how to cool that car down quick. Start driving, turn on the air conditioner, and open all the windows for about 10 to 20 seconds. Next, crank the fan, and once that cold air starts flowing through the vents, you'll want to roll up your front windows, but keep the rear windows cracked open for another 10 to 20 seconds to pull that cold air to the back of the car. Got backseat riders? Turn off the recirculation mode so the air in the back doesn't get stale and hot. Now let's talk about the buttons. You got an AC button and you have a recirculate button. What's the difference? AC pulls hot air from the outside and cools it through the air compressor, and then it spits it out to you. The recirculation button takes the already cool air and does the same thing, but it doesn't work as hard and it cools faster. So what happens if you don't have this magic circulation button? Well, it means that your car
does it automatically.